All right, good morning, baseball fans. Welcome back to the channel. This video, we're going to recap the August 10th, Tuesday MLB game. We have 16 of them, so we're going to hop into it just in a sec. Before we do, go down there, hit a grand slam on that like button, and subscribe to the channel if you're new. We do these recaps every morning. We do power rankings on the weekend and other fun videos along the way. So we would appreciate you joining the community and letting us know what you think about MLB season, all that fun stuff. So let's jump into it. We got 16 games, 2 doubleheaders. One game was postponed yesterday in the top of the second, so we're not going to cover that one. That one's the Washington-New York Mets game. We'll cover that when they finally play it to completion. But let's jump into the first doubleheader of the night. We had the Brewers and Cubs getting things kicked off in the morning yesterday. And the Cubs did, in this first game, have a little bit of a chance. They did load the bases with one out at the very least, but they just couldn't get in there. Williams really closed the door. He has a nasty slider, I guess it is, or whatever his one pitch is that he just struck the Cubs out consistently on. Dames hit his 21st. Avisar Garcia hits his 20th, and Kane his 4th. So multiple home runs being the difference in this one, and that's how the Milwaukee Brewers scored all of their runs. Cubs didn't really put much together. They had Steele going 5 3-run runs, and 1 strikeout. Well, Peralta went 5.1 2-run run, 8 strikeouts. In the second game, the Brewers pretty much they did fall behind early, 1-0, but in these 17 games, you got to pour the offense on early. And they put on 6 runs in that 5th inning. Wisdom hit the solo shot, his 17th of the season, to give the Cubs the lead, but then the Brewers just came piling in. Not in home runs, they just generated right in the core of their lineup, all the way from Dames down to Urias and Bradley Jr., all getting a bunch of RBIs hits, piling on the Cubs. Not a whole lot to say. This was just a bullpen battle from both sides, and Suter's going to come in there for the save at the end when the Cubs put in 1 run in the 6th, 1 run in the 7th, but they fell short. And the Brewers pick up 2 big wins to pretty much pad their lead even further in that division. Other doubleheader of the night, we have the Angels and the Blue Jays, and the Blue Jays were actually at home at Angel Stadium in this first game. They were the home team, and they become the first team in MLB history to play 4 home games this season in 4 different ballparks. That's Dunedin, Buffalo, Toronto, and now LA. Pretty interesting little statistic. I don't know if that one will ever be beaten unless we have some other crazy pandemic-like situation. This first game was a little bit closer, went back and forth, with the Angels taking a 2-1 lead in that 3rd inning. Excuse me for a sec. In that 3rd inning. And in the 5th inning, the Angels piled on a couple of runs, getting a 4-1 lead, but the Blue Jays answered back in the bottom and brought it within 1. It wasn't until an error in that 6th inning by Vladdy, who lost the ball in the sun, where the Angels were able to pile on a couple more runs and get more insurance. Again, this was a 7-inning game, so the Blue Jays pretty much just ran out of real estate and catching up. Dickerson had a triple in here. Semien led the way with 3 hits and an RBI for the Jays. On the other side, Gonsolin had a 2-hit, 2 RBI, no home runs coming in it, and Rodriguez making a decent start for the Angels, going 4 1-run run and 2 strikeouts, while Matz goes 4.2 2-run runs, 5 Ks. He's going to get charged with a loss, and it's a little bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. In the second game, Blue Jays answer immediately back with a 4-0 win. Not a whole lot to say here. They just had 9 hits to 3. They shut out the Angels. Ohtani's been a little bit home run dead as of late. They put him into the leadoff spot in this one. He did have a triple. I guess of note for the Blue Jays, Ross Stripling left the game with a little bit of discomfort in that after the 2nd inning, after giving up 1 hit, no 1 runs, but the bullpen does come in and close the rest of the way. Suarez goes 5.1 4 runs, 2 Ks. So a little bit of concern there for the Blue Jays and their rotation, but that's pretty much it. Tigers 9, Orioles 4. There was a large rain delay in a lot of games last night, and this was one of them. But the Tigers' offense was popping out early. They got 6-1 lead after 3 innings. Not a lot of home runs from them, just the one coming in the 8th off Candelario. his 8th of the season. The Tigers had added a couple runs in the 8th and 9th to make it a much bigger score. It was 6-4 pretty much from that point. Santander led the way with 2 solo shots for the Orioles. He's up to 9 on the season. Both of them coming off Miz. Stewart also gets in there with a solo shot of his own coming in that 4th inning. So Miz gave up 3 solo shots over 4.1 innings, 3 earned runs and 4 Ks, and Aiken goes 3 6 earned runs, 5 Ks in the loss. Detroit seemed to have the Orioles number this season at the very least. Cardinals 4, Pirates 3, and Cardinals at least getting some wins together here, and they're beating up on their lowly Pirates in the division. Carlson led the way with 3 hits on the night, but they scored 1 run in the first, 1 in the second, and a couple more later in the game in the 6th inning. Edman gets his 7th home run in that first, and DeJong his 15th in that second. So that's 2 solo shots leading the way. J.A. Happ gives up 1 run in his start to Park, his first career home run. Brault goes 5, 2 earned runs and 6 Ks in the loss. It's Brault's first loss of the season. Happ goes 6, 1 earned and 5 Ks. So that's the kind of start they want from J.A. Happ. But again, St. Louis has a very, very small percentage chance of even getting in this playoff race. Dodgers 5, Phillies 0. Another one of those games that had a long, long rain delay. Max Scherzer making his 2nd start for the Dodgers. We didn't get to see a lot of him due to the rain delay, but he was still in there very much. We see Corey Seager leading the way for his team. 3 hits and an RBI in there, hitting his 5th home run of the season. Max Muncy is also in there, hitting some insurance runs in the bottom of the 9th. A solo shot for him. He's up to 23. Very much conversation around him being the MVP of the Dodgers at this point. It's hard to argue. The rest of this lineup, top of the lineup, Trey Turner, 2 hits. So Will Smith, 2 hits. So the top of the lineup really getting it done, especially with Mookie Betts, who's now discussed on the injury report for the MLB. Scherzer goes 3.1, 6 Ks. So out of the 10 possible outs, he strikes at 6. He's definitely going to be a big add for this team down the stretch. Nola goes 4. 7 Ks himself, but again, like I said, rain delay causes both these pitcher duel guys to come out of the game, and it's up to the bullpens, who probably didn't expect to have a busy night, but they did. Is what it is. Athletics 4, Indians 3, and these Athletics, they made the trade at the deadline for Marte. He had a great homestand when he was there, and now they're on the road, and he comes in clutch again for him with a nice hit at one point. But the Athletics found a big win here. They were down 3-1 after a couple of innings, but they chipped away throughout the course of the game to bring it to 3-3 and force extras. And then they score the run in the top of the 10th. And that's pretty much it. They were able to win this game. Brown goes 14, gets his 14th of the season. No home runs come from the Indians. So after those first few runs in the beginning, they don't get much. Chaminade only goes 1.2. 3 earned runs, 2 strikeouts. He goes 70 pitches, and he doesn't even get out of the second. So was a little bit of concern, but he had a rough outing. His team bailed him out down the stretch. McKenzie goes 6, 206 K, 5 Ks himself, brings that ERA down. And then we see Karen Chack getting the blown save, and Whitgren getting the loss for the Indians. Pretty much the story of the Indians' life, having one of the weaker payrolls in the league, not getting the win here. Rays 8, Red Sox 4. Red Sox fans are focused on this game, and they had a decent lead halfway through, up 4-1, before the bullpen really gets involved in that 6th inning when they start giving up runs. 1 run in the 6th, 2 runs in the 7th, and then in the top of the 9th, the Rays, they're just a 9th inning team, it seems like, this season. They pile in 4 more. And it's Barnes who suffers yet another defeat here after losing 2 games to the Blue Jays, really. He now loses his next start, his next appearance even, and that's got to be a lot of concern there for the Red Sox, and definitely blowing this kind of lead, making it 4-4 and then getting blown out in the 9th. Lowe gets his 25th home run of the season in that 3rd inning off Rodriguez, and Devers, his 28th. Renfroe hits his 19th to help give the Bosox a 4-1 lead, but it's not enough. That 3-run bomb from Renfroe. Rodriguez goes 5.1, 2 earned runs, 8 Ks. Back-to-back starts where Rodriguez has done what he needs to do to get his team to win, but they just didn't give him the support. Patino goes 6, 407 Ks in the no decision. Kittredge comes in there, picks up his 8th win of the season. That just goes to show when a reliever has that many wins, kind of come from behinds that these Rays are capable of. He went 2, struck out 5. And then we see Barnes come in and blow his 3rd game in 3 appearances for them. XJT, welcome just in time to talk about your Reds not pulling it off here yesterday. They were up 2-0 in that 2nd inning before the Braves get out there. Aquino did hit that 2-run bomb in that 2nd inning to give them that lead. Then Adam Duvall gets out there, ties up the game in the 4th inning. He's been a big addition for the Braves. Definitely added a little bit of power in that part of the lineup and getting the Braves some more offense, definitely when they're missing Acuna. It's really big. Smiley goes 6, 200 runs, 7 Ks, and Gray on the other side goes 5, 200 runs, 8 Ks. Both these guys, well, Gray gets the no decision because it's 2-2, but Smiley stays in long enough for his team to take that 1-run lead. It's the bullpen again for the Reds. Hembree comes in there immediately, gets 1 out and gives up a walk and an earned run, and Garrett gives up a couple of walks. So both those guys only getting 1 out before Sessa has to come and stop the damage, but it's too late. The Reds aren't able to add any offense on the Braves bullpen, and they lose this one 3-2. Astros 5, Rockies 0. Astros just shut out the Rockies in Houston. So Rockies kind of coming out of Colorado. It's always a spot where they are typically a little bit of a letdown after being in Colorado for a little while. No home runs coming in this game. It's just the Astros generating some runs from top of their lineup, bottom of the lineup. Everyone really getting involved. 3 runs in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th. Odorizzi goes 5, no earned runs, 3 Ks. Nice close to a quality start for him. And John Gray goes 4.1, 4 earned runs, 9 Ks. Getting the Ks that we know John Gray is capable of, but not keeping the runs down. Well, the Rockies lose that one. Twins 4, White Sox 3. White Sox did answer back after the Twins took a 2-0 lead in the 1st. They answered back with 3 of their own, coming off of Jax, who had an awesome performance. Engel hits his 7th, and Abreu, who hit his 22nd. Other than that 1 inning, Jax had a lights-out performance, going 6, 3 earned runs, 10 Ks, setting up his career high for strikeouts, which was quite a feat against a team like the White Sox. Keiko goes 6, 4 earned runs, and giving up 1 home run in the loss, and it's Astudillo hitting his 6th of the season in that 6th inning, which gives the Twins a lead, a 2-run bomb with 2 out. That gives them a nice lead over the White Sox, and they didn't have to look back. The bullpen closes the rest of the door. Royals 8, Yankees 4, and it's finally a time where the Yankees got a comeback, and then they actually blew it down the stretch. So for the most part, the Yankees played really close scoring games and extras and always managed to sneak out with it, but not this time. Rizzo's still out of the lineup, of course. Royals were out 2-0 early off the bat of Salvador Perez, who hit 2 home runs in this game. He's up to 29 on the season, both of them coming off Cortez, one of them in the 6th inning, which gave his team the lead. Another highlight for Perez was exactly his 10-year anniversary of joining the show. So him jumping out, hitting 3 hits, 3 RBIs, 2 bombs was pretty interesting story. So I had to cover that. Cortez goes 5.2, 4 earned runs, 5 Ks. He's going to get his first loss of the season. A little bit of a rough outing, and of course he's on the latter end of the rotation. So it's not a big surprise that he can't keep it up. As more tape gets out there, I'm sure more teams will be able to get to him. Lynch goes 4.2, 306 Ks, no decision. And the bullpen does come in there, and Stalmont's going to get the win. Big upset win for the Royals, who are basically just playing spoiler at this point. Giants 8, Diamondbacks 7. So coming out of a hot, intense series with the Brewers, the Giants did jump into a quick 4-0 lead in the top of the first, or the bottom of the 1st here, adding another one in the 5th to make it 5-0 before. They jump into a 5-run inning from Arizona in that 6th inning, which tied it up immediately, where the Giants then, again, bottom of the 8th, take a lead, into which the Diamondbacks answered back, 2 runs of their own, top of the 9th, and then Giants have to find a way to walk it off in the bottom of the 9th. We see home runs from Buster Posey, his 14th of the season, and Asdrubal Cabrera, his 7th, but that's pretty much it. Otherwise, a bunch of guys just generating runs for the Giants. Everyone in their lineup basically contributing. From 1 through 7, a couple of guys with multi-hits nights. Posey showing what kind of a catcher he really is. 2 hits, RBI, and 3 walks. Alex Wood goes 6, 5 earned runs, 5K. So it's that 6th inning, 5th inning that really got to Wood. Cabrera, obviously a 2-run bomb in there that did a lot of damage. Zach Allen goes 6 as well, 507 Ks. But the Giants find a big win here coming out of that tough series. They looked like they were going to cruise to a nice win over the Diamondbacks, but of course, they come back on that one. Tommy, it's next week. Next week is no recaps. We're going to finish out this week strong, starting next Monday. I'm gone for a week. 2 games to go. We'll talk about the Rangers playing spoiler over the Mariners, and the Mariners and them exchange runs. It's 2-2 halfway through. They exchange runs in the 9th inning. Avidas Garcia hits his 25th in the 9th to give Texas a lead, and then we see Seattle able to chip away and get a run back. But Texas does put 2 up in the top of the 10th, and Seattle doesn't answer back with enough. We see Haniger hit his 26th of the season and Seager his 25th. So both these pretty much veterans on this team, hitting home runs, getting a couple hits, getting a couple RBIs, keeping his team involved, but not possible. Jay Martin gets his 3rd of the season. Allard goes 6 innings, pitched 2 earned runs. Both his earned runs coming off home runs, he seems to be taking steps forward at the very least. Allard does. Gilbert goes 6, 2 earned runs, 5 Ks himself, giving up 1 home run. Swanson's going to get the loss in extras. Castillo does make an appearance. 1 inning pitch, no strikeouts or anything like that. It's a nice spoiler here, and I think the Mariners, at the very least, are starting to fall back to earth, and they're kind of falling out of this wild card hunt as a couple of these teams like the Jays and the Yankees are really heating up. They're going to have a lot of trouble hopping these teams, so I think we might have seen the last of the Mariners in the hunt. Padres 6, Marlins 5. A lot of runs back and forth early in this game with two innings in. We're 4-3 with the Marlins lead. Don't talk about that too much in Marlins games, offense popping off, but it did happen. Padres put up 2 in the 4th, and they exchange runs in the 7th before it pretty much closes out from there. We see Marlon Collin come in for his league-leading 34th save of the night. Austin Nola leads the way for the Padres, 2 hits, 2 RBIs. No home runs coming from that side. No home runs coming from the Marlins side. Not pretty used to seeing that from the Marlins. Not a whole lot of home runs, but the Padres keeping pace. Giants win, Dodgers win. Like, everyone seems to always win in this National League West. So that race is getting exciting. The AL East, we had Tampa win, Jays win, Yankees and Boston both lose. So that race getting a little interesting. And Phillies lost, but also the Mets were out of. Their game was postponed, but we did see the Braves win. So those are basically the 3 races that are just covering it all right now, but it's intense. We also see Oakland trying to make up some ground in that American League West as well. As Tommy pointed out halfway through, just a reminder that I will be away next week, starting next Monday, the 16th. I will be away for a week. I'm going to try and have some videos ready that come out throughout the week, maybe some rankings of Cy Young candidates or things like that. So be ready for that. If you have any suggestions for maybe a video you want to see next week, let me know and I'll see what I can do about getting that out there. Otherwise, thanks for watching, everyone. We will see you guys for the next video. Have a great day. Peace out.